Hello all, my name is Abdurrahman and in this video I am going to explain a table. In this video I am going to explain a company database table. So from the few tutorials, in those tutorials I have used this table for explaining the SQL, like we have, which covers pen drive ID, pen drive company and the pen drive storage, and it has 3 columns and 6 rows. Okay, so in these videos I have modified this table, like instead of pen drive storage I have given is pen drive customer there, because we need, instead of the 16 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, all of them I need is alphabets, so we can't use, so these are not alphabets, so instead of that I have given is pen drive customer. That's why, like, in that place I can give pen drive the names of the customers who had buy the pen drives. Okay, so in this playlist we have covered lot of basics but not all of them. Okay, we have not learned all of the things. We have learned some of the basics using this table, like he has pen drive ID, pen drive company and the pen drive storage. Okay, so for that I have created is another table, like in the table we have this employee table and branch table, client table, works with table and branch supplier. This table, I have created this table because we have not learned all of the basics, right? All of the things that we can do in SQL. So I can't explain some of the things with that small table, some more complex things with the small table, because the table is not that much complex. So I will be explaining you some more things with this table, like we have employee table, we have branch table, and then we have client, and we have branch supplier table, and we have works with all of these tables. Okay, so in the first, in the second and the third video we have talked about primary keys and the foreign keys, and in the table, in that video I have used this employee table and some more tables, branch table and some more things. Okay, but here I have modified that same table, employee table, like we have only 4 rows or some more things. So in that place I have added 8 rows, and then I have modified all of the things, and then I have created the branch table, I have modified that, and I have created a client table that I have not shown you in that video, and I have created branch supplier and branch that works with table. Okay, as you can see here we have employee ID, first name, the last name of the person, the date of birth of the person, gender, the salary, the super ID and the branch ID of that person. Okay, I have created all of the things. If you see here down labels, we have whichever cell is in the blue color, it is primary key, and whichever cell is in the green color, it's foreign key, and whatever is in the red color, and it's known as attributes I have given. Okay, so we have one, in this table we have 2 foreign keys, one primary key, and then we have 5 attributes. So in the second and the third video I have talked about primary keys, foreign keys, secret key, natural keys and etc. Okay, but I will be explaining you some more about primary keys and foreign keys, because we are talking about primary keys and the foreign keys here. Okay, primary key is an attribute which uniquely defines the row in the database. Like for example, we have this table, employee table. Okay, we have all of the names like William Thomas, Preet Agrawal, Edward James and Steve Jobs, and all of them we have 8 names. But we have like Harry Potter. Okay, instead of Harry Potter, if I give here is William Thomas, we have this William Thomas, and if I give that William Thomas here only, okay, we will be confused, right? So that's why in that case primary key comes in handy. In that case we can use these primary keys. So primary keys are unique, like we have these primary keys 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106 till 108. We have all of the numbers. But instead of Harry Potter, if we give here is William Thomas, right? And then we will be having problem. So that's why primary keys comes in handy. Okay, so these are all of them are attributes. After that we have super ID and the branch ID, which is foreign key. Okay, I'm going to explain about foreign key. So now, first of all, what is a foreign key? A foreign key is essentially just a way that we can define a relationship between the two tables. Okay, like for example, we have employee table and the branch table. And in employee table we have two foreign keys, which are super ID and the branch ID. And in the branch table we have manager ID as MGR, means manager. Okay, so manager ID as foreign key, and we have this manager start date. So this was done by mistake. Okay, so this is just an attribute. Okay, so manager ID, we have branch ID of 1. We have super ID null for William Thomas and its branch ID is 1. We can connect these two tables, like we have employee ID and branch ID. So the first name is William and the last name is Thomas, and his branch ID is 1. Okay, in a company, lot of people work in different branches, like, okay, but let's say we have 3 branches in our company, like we have aerospace, cyber security, and the DevOps. And the William Thomas is branch ID is 1 and his branch ID is 1, right? So let's see, here we have branch ID of 1, and which means that he works in aerospace branch, and his manager ID is 100, which means that he has a man in that branch there will be managers, right? So his manager ID is 100. So now let's see the manager 1. So we have branch ID, manager ID is 100. So we will be seeing that later on. So we have branch ID. We can use foreign keys for connecting two tables in between. Okay, and we have employee ID, which is primary key, and the first name, the last name, the date of birth of a person. We have salary, we have gender, we have super ID and the branch ID in the employee table. Okay, so we have all of these, and but in the branch table we have 1 2 3 3 branches: aerospace, cyber security, and the DevOps. These are the name of the branches, and their branch ID is 1 2 3. So aerospace branch is 1 2 and 3, you can understand. And their aerospace branch name is aerospace, and his manager, this branch manager, is his ID is 100. Okay, we can connect to another table with this manager ID, and we can find the name of the manager, and like that only we can go ahead. So we have in this table we have 1 foreign key and 1 primary key, and we have 2 attributes. We will be saying, like, we have in the green color, which is foreign key, but here manager start date, it's done by mistake by me, sorry. Okay, and then we have client ID, client table, and in that client table we have client ID, then client name, and the branch ID. Okay, and after that we have 400, 401, and this client ID is 40 till 406. This is the primary key of this table, this is the foreign key of this table, branch ID is 2. After that we have this table works with employee ID and the client ID. Okay, so this table is just client ID and employee ID works with, these are the primary keys. And then after total sales, which, for example, if you are selling some products to some other company or some person, okay, and then from that person or from that company you got this much money, and this much you have sold, whatever. After that we have branch supplier, and then what we are supplying from that branch, what we are supplying, and what is the name of the supplier who is supplying, or what's the name of the company who is supplying, and that we have branch id, supplier type, and all of this. Okay, so anyhow guys, that's all for this video, and in the next video I will be creating this company database table, this employee table, this branch, these tables in the next videos. So from those videos we will be doing some more complex things in SQL. So anyhow guys, that's all for this video, and thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, bye bye.